Black River is known as the longest navigable river on the island. Black River is 44 miles long or 70 kilometers. You can navigate or travel on Black River for first 18.5 miles or 30 kilometers. Today on the Google map, they will show you 33 miles long for Black River, but honestly, Google don't know about the underground tributaries of Black River. So Black River has 11 miles underneath the surface. So it runs from the Trelawney cockpits, ends into the Caribbean Sea just below this bridge. This is the Black River Bridge. Before the year 1938, there was no bridge placed here. It was an open channel. So the ships used to come right up into the harbor. They use these cranes, see this iron stuff, they're still being used today to take off engine off the boat and put engine on the boat. They're still being used. One on this side, two on this side. They use these cranes to load the ships with sugar cargoes from the rum factory Appleton, rum pimento berries, coffee berries, green bananas, and the logwood plant. They load them onto ships and ship them off to Europe. And from all this activity, Black River became a very famous or popular town. First in Jamaica, the Caribbean islands, and before New York City, to have electric current in 1893. Telephones by 1900. Motor car by 1903. Now the first place to have electric current is still standing today in Black River. It's called the Waterloo Guest House. You'll find the building right behind the Sagicor Bank. Alright? Just brave it up, man. The only thing you need for free in a Jamaican man.
Same so.
Yeah, because we are killing one of them without a good cause. No man, look what you news. When last year someone big kill somebody. A crocodile.
A crocodile.
Or even shark.
If you're not going on the territory, so
yeah man, every day you hear somebody kill somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah man. So for the first 8 miles of Black River today, it's gonna be a brackish mixture. Means salt and fresh. The salt water from the sea comes up this far. So it's good fishing in the Black River because you can get both fresh and saltwater fishes. Some includes like the African perch, the jacks, the mullet, the snappers, snook, gars, cobs, eels, tarpons. Even the jaguar fish are in the Black River now. So most of these fish can pass 20 pounds, some up to 50. And a couple of them up to 300 pounds. One 300-pound fish out there is a tarpon. In Jamaica we say tarpon. Now we speak different, but it's tarpons. They can go up to 300 pounds, 145 kilo. The tarpons are very aggressive when hooked. They jump from the water and they will smack around. It is therefore wise or advisable that when you come to fish, you carry along something solid or heavy with you, like a club, baseball bat, or a piece of iron. They are handy to knock the fish out. If you fail to knock the tarpon out, that fish could knock you from a boat and could break your neck, legs, leave your hands with one smack. They are that powerful. So the birds that are in the trees, they are the egrets, white herons. But in Jamaica we say garline. So if somebody call you a garline, this is what they say you look like. They say you're very skinny, your neck is long, you stretch a lot, you fight a lot, and you poop a lot. All those features for the garline birds. So most of the ones nesting here, they're called a cattle egret. Cattle egret, like cow cattle egret, and they mostly goes in the fields with the cows, eating insects and small ticks off their back. So while nesting here, sometimes the crocodiles will jump off from the water and catch them and take them down from the branches and eat them. Remember I said earlier, crocodiles can jump and length up their bodies. Sometimes the chicks are clumsy, they fall off the branches in the waters, and even though they can swim, they can't outswim the crocodiles, so they can eat. This area is a KFC for crocodiles. They catch them. The crocodile that was beaten up earlier, is the one that got beaten up earlier, so he comes now. So right now he's going through the drive-through to see if maybe chicks have fallen out. So 95% of crocodiles' diet is fish. While the other 5 are birds, crabs, frogs, small animals, like mongoose and rats. Some big crocodiles are protecting their territories. If they bite and injure small crocodiles, they will eat them too. They practice cannibalism. So let's go a little bit closer. Remember not to scream. Crocodiles, they like quiet environment.
You can see
Right. Don't scream.
we're going closer.
Right. And if you hear the captain speaking crockish by any form, when you leave this place, don't try it. Or else they might call crocodiles up in areas and you can't command them to leave. Go, 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 go.
Just
Go,
quiet.
go, 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 go.
The students from this side of the boat, please
Go,
return
go,
to this
go,
side.
go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Alright. Still not quiet down. You know when you're fighting in a temper and teach us to behave yourself, rest and relax? Yeah man, that's what I mean now, temper, you know? I'm so relaxed and can obey the command. So there are 307 different bird species or kinds of birds living today in Jamaica. But there are only 31 endemic birds from Jamaica, meaning you won't find them anywhere else. So most of our birds, they're from different countries, but now that they're living in Jamaica, they don't want to go home. They love Jamaica, it's no problem, and they're staying. It could be that they love the climate, you know, the sunshine and the cool air, right? Good for fishing and stuff. Maybe they like the people, right? Maybe they like even the music. But we believe here in Blackable that is the marijuana, accidentally. When the birds first fly into Jamaica, they fly over open marijuana airfield. So the aroma makes them so high and paranoid they forget how to fly home. And that's a warning for you, my friends, not to mess with the marijuana,
Exactly.
right? Maybe when you're appropriate age and can do things on your own. But don't mess with it, because marijuana is the welcome plant of Jamaica. It's the only plant that greets you with a hi every time. Never says hello, only says hi. Hi. Alright, so one way to know the cattle egret, how to remember the cattle egret, they are white with brown facial, brown crown, yellow beak and yellow feet. But because they have the brown crown on top, it looks identically like they're wearing a Donald Trump hairstyle.
True.
Or Mr. Trump is wearing a bird hairstyle. Now there's a counterpart for them right here. She's nesting. Can you see her?
Yeah.
She's all white.
Right, yeah.
She's called a snowy egret. Snowy white with black feet with yellow socks at the toes.
See out there in the mist.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. Right there.
So these trees are mangroves. Powerful and helpful trees for the environment of the wetlands. With the mangrove roots, it protects the peat soil from eroding and breaking apart. It also provides a breeding ground for fishes. So the fishes have their young ones in the roots. Then later on, as they mature, some goes upstream for fresher waters, others downstream for salty water. So you may be seeing some skinny fish on top of the water. Those are the alligator gars. And they could stay in the Blackable, in the mangrove roots until they're around 5 pounds. So they head out to sea and can go up to like 10 to 15 pounds. So white mangrove trees, bright in color with small leaves. Red mangroves, darker in color with long aerial roots coming down from the branches. Those roots, when they touch the water, they become hollow, like straws, and sucks water and minerals for the plants. There are 2 other mangroves around. One is called the bottle mangrove, some call it gray mangrove. It's the smallest of all the 4. And the 4th one is called the black mangrove. You'll find one big tree in our parking lot, closer to the swamp, and you can see one there by the restroom. That's the black mangrove. In appearance, from a distance, it looks black. So the average depth for Black River is 19 feet or 6 meters deep. Black River received its name because of the reflection of the peat soil. The peat soil is dark in color, so make a dark reflection on water. Usually the water appears black, but when taken up it is clear. And because it looks black, they call it black river. So when it rains a lot, dirt particle washes in and black river changes color. When the salt water comes up from the sea, it also gets lighter in color. So when black river is not looking black, we say black river gone bleaching or become Michael Jackson River.
Touch Kelly's a second move back here.
Once again, the red mangroves, darker in color with the big roots coming down, sucking the water up from the river. And then the white mangrove, brighter in color, smaller in leaves. Now, almost every other tree would be a crocodile territory. Black river swamplands or morass is over 18,000 acres. You could say 8,700 hectares of wetland. 5,700 hectares is now considered a protected area. They say it's a Ramsar site. One of the local fishermen there who check for crabs every morning, they set traps along the river. Wherever you see like plastic bottles floating or tied to the side, those mark the location for fishing traps. The water of the Black River is tidal, meaning it rise and fall at times. So when the tide is high, the bottles float and the fishermen can find their trap easier. Now you're seeing the crocodile Victoria here.
Oh, crocodile.
Victoria is the girl with the secret. Right. It is hard to tell whether it's a male or female by looking, unless you have seen them in mating practices. But we discourage that you watch pornography. For most time the males are much bigger. The females will look more mature but smaller. But you can never underestimate the gender of this crocodile, because it's posing like Jamaican girls practice to pose. They will turn around the backside for photographs. So why is it in the sun? Each time you stand up and it's hot, just let the other fellows stand up and you flip it over. So they climb up to get the sun because the sunlight regulates their body temperature and help with the digestion of their food. Digestion for crocodiles could take 1 week or 7 days in the sun without moving. And because they lay so still, they're mistaken for logs, mechanical devices, where people think they're not real and get too close and get attacked. So Ian Fleming and the James Bond team, while making movies here in Jamaica, they heard these stories and thought they were good ideas. So one of the James Bond film, Live and Let Die, they adds a clip where they runs and crocodiles back. And they did that movie scene at the Falmouth Swamp Safari, north of Jamaica. It looks like plastic?
Yeah. Yes.
Alright, so wherever you see these type of plastic, you keep your distance. Wherever you go in Jamaica and see plants like this and bush like those, keep away. It is crocodile habitat. It is not just in Black River alone you find crocodiles, but it's just in the Black River that they come out so often for the tours, because we sometimes feed them, and that makes them lazy and sometimes dependent. So crocodiles can live up to 100 years, like human years, and get as long as 30 feet or 9 meters. Now the small one is coming down. This one like Kitty's meal. Little Henry here coming to meet you guys. We love to see unbalanced boats.
Stay on your side.
That means
One of the most friendly crocodile on the Black River. He's so friendly that he loves to smile even while eating you up.
Hello,
Fight for
exactly.
territories.
Keep on your side.
They bruise each other. Those bruises later become tattoos. So you could say crocodile are one of the most fashionable creatures. Their skin is genuine leather. So all year round they wear leather suits. They have good manicure and pedicure. The bottom teeth will come right through the top lip, so they carry good body piercing as well. So they mainly attack you here for two reasons. One, if you get too close to their young ones or the hatchlings, they will attack you. Crocodiles don't like babysitters. That's why. If you have a cut and you're bleeding, once they smell blood, also attack. Otherwise, there can be no problem. In the later afternoon, you'll find spear fishermen in the water. With their harpoon guns and snorkel gears, they shoot fishermen with crocodiles. No problem. So this is Jamaica. No problem.
No problem.
Only problem in Jamaica is people problem. Those that fail to follow instruction and behave themselves. Right now, the crocodiles are rated to be more friendlier than the Jamaican people. It is more Jamaicans who kills and eats crocodile than crocodile kills and eat the people. So if I follow some Jamaican friends and family, they will yam me out of my job. I mean, eat me out of a job.
True, sir. I agree.
One time I have this. After we do a boat, we own. Funny kind of boat.
So you can see a few birds flying over there. They have semi-pat wing. Right, those birds are called the magnificent frigate birds. Magnificent frigate birds are also called man o' war in Jamaica. These birds have flexible ways of flicking their neck over, backwards, sideways. So in the air, they're warriors. They can steal food from other birds, building materials, whether they want it or not.
Mean.
The pirates of the skies. So mountain range in front of us, or the cockpit country, or northern Trelawney. A part of St. Elizabeth have joined into it. That's the Nassau Mountain, just behind that red top building here. Nassau Mountain of St. Elizabeth. The other major mountain here in St. Elizabeth is right across there. Or say backwards to the right with some windmills or wind turbines on top. That is Santa Cruz. Yeah, that's Mangrove area there. Bethlehem.
That's my college. Pick up your place, sir.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, we up there already.
And Hampton. Nice place. You live at them place so you feel like they are foreign. Yeah, Lord, nice and cool. So they call us land of wood and water. A breakdown of us is 15 major mountains, 30 major rivers, and 6 large wetlands. They also call us out of many, one people. Out of many nations, one new nation, Jamaicans. The foreparents, they came to us from Spain, England, Scotland, Germany, Africa, Israel, China, East India, Lebanon, Portugal, Italy, and Syria. So my background is like a rainbow. My father is brown like teacher with marble eyes. My mom is dark, she's from the Maroon tribe. They have 12 children and only 3 is brown like teacher. And none of them have the marble eyes. And out of all of them, they have round nose like teacher. I'm the only one with a straight ridge nose and more hairy skin. Rainbow, alright? That's why Bob Marley said one love. Yeah. So we mix up.
Mix up.
Yeah, man. So this area is broad water. The last of 10 river tributaries meet Blackover at this point. So they connect here and you call this area Canute, where 2 rivers meet. So the back of sediments here in the middle. If it wasn't so salty in the water, you'll see a lot of plants here growing across the middle area. So right where you see these plants are in the middle is shallow. It is roughly 4 feet. Let me go a little closer, you can actually see the middle as it's a shallow bank. Now when the plants are growing there in abundance, we sometimes see young crocodiles there. They hang out in the shallow waters and they stay there for a month or years until they're big enough to fight other crocodiles for space or territory. So these areas are usually called the undercover areas for the CIA. But CIA is also an acronym that means crocodiles in action. Yes. Let me just back up. You can see the bottom here? See how shallow it is? Yeah, you can come across. Where the plants are. The leaves are there. So it's not much hiding spot for the crocodiles. Yesterday there was one hiding over here. Let me just check and see if he has come back to the hiding spot. As we get closer, you're going to see a plant with purple flower.
You can sit
That's the water hyacinth. The water hyacinth is an invasive species of plant, not from Jamaica, different ecosystem, so it's causing problem for our ecosystem. So they have to be cut loose, allowed to float to sea, where they die easily in the salt water. Those are the plants you see floating down river. This plant is said to be originally from Brazil. It got to Jamaica with the Portuguese foreparents over the centuries. Alright, so no small crocodile hiding out today. Maybe they're going to school. It's also close to weekend, so they're probably shopping.
Getting new leather.
Now, one thing for sure, when we come out here on Sundays and don't find them, we know they're in church.
Yes, sir. Even there, go to church.
Go to church.
Crocodile god. Miss name praise the crocodile god. For the
Small bird is flying across there to the left. That's the leaf spitter. And the taller plant here in the middle is called the bulrush. Used for making craft items, baskets, mats, hats, and towels. So if you're familiar with the Bible story, Moses in the bulrush, same kind of plant they used back in Egypt to make the basket for baby Moses. So Moses has gone down into history as a great prophet and leader. But one thing that they don't talk about much is that Moses was the youngest captain ever. At the age of 3 months, he drove his basket down the Nile River. Alright, so as we go river, we have to turn on the natural air condition system. It's getting warm. This is called pool running. You know you're breathing exercise, right? Inhale and exhale because it's good lung food. It's actually a mangrove island. It is so condensed that it's spooky. Nobody actually goes in there. And even though we have no dumpy story or urban legend about it, people still don't venture into it. So if you want to be brave and want to go in there, I guess they could leave and pick you up on the way back.
Right. You want to go over the island? Kachani, you want island?
If they can carry an action, but you know where
What you put on it? How are you?
Sir! I still have dive, sir!
No, we're gonna dive.
So I'm not if you don't understand.
So even though they have even though they have islands outside the island, we do have islands within the islands. There are some community further up called Slipe and Catable. They're a solid piece of land surrounded by wetlands. So many years ago, they were called the islands within the islands. And right over here where they have that tower, is a small solid piece of land surrounded by the wetlands. In 2015, they introduced a new tour to Black River. It was called Swamp Buggy. There were like vehicles like these that have conveyor belt wheel, like a water tank wheel underneath, and propellers in the back. So you could drive across water and also drive on land. But the conveyor belt wheel was actually making too much channels in the wetland, and so NEPA and the others stopped the tour. So the only thing remained is the tower. dark color vegetation here along the side with the brown and green leaves on top. Giant fern. Crab thatch.
No crocodile, no.
Leather fern. There are like 10,000 different types of ferns in the world today. 550 different kinds grow in Jamaica. A little over 200 grows at one location, a place called Fern Gully on the north coast. Of the 550 here, the giant fern is the only one or type that survive in brackish water, mixture of salt and fresh. So if you try to grow the others here along the Black River, they'll die easily in the mix. Now along the side here, we should be seeing more of the water lilies. They are the ones with the leaves on the top. They bloom whitish yellow flowers. But when there's much salt water in the mix, it kind of stifles the plant, or some people say junk the plant, and they don't get to grow as they should until it's all fresh water again. But one thing for sure, where these plants grows are usually shallow areas, not more than 6 feet in depth. So the root system will set up long tubes that spread out as leaves and open up as flowers. Now the fairy tale books and Walt Disney movies say these areas are the best place to find the frogs. In Jamaica, we have a problem because our frogs normally hide away from these leaves. They stay more into the bushes. The other problem is also that most of our amphibians in Jamaica, they are toads. We're like 80% toads and 20% frogs. Most Jamaicans can't tell the difference, so they call everything frogs. And they pose a bigger problem, but when the girls come down from all over the world, claiming to be princesses, hoping to find the frogs so they can kiss them up and turn them into handsome, charming princes, it's not happening because they're kissing the wrong stuff.
Magic not real.
Kiss food and not frog.
Once again, the Santa Cruz Mountain with the windmills or wind turbines. Santa Cruz is a Spanish word that means Holy Cross in English. Likewise, the word Ocho Rios is Spanish that means 8 rivers in English. Santa Cruz is a unique structure. It runs more from the inlands and goes all the way back to the sea. Right, where it ends to the sea, you have places like Port Kaisers and Lover's Leap, so at the drop-off point. At Lover's Leap, the story is told of a couple of slave lovers who don't want to be separated from each other. They hold hands, jump over and died. And from that day until today, it is called Lover's Leap. With the meaning or moral of their story, love is as strong unto death. Unfortunately, these days, we have been sending lovers for the test, but no one seems to jump or leaps for love. If you have good insurance, then you might want to watch your backs. Or sometimes a partner who professes to love you might get the wrong idea because of insurance and push you off for it. So it's hardly love for love these days. Only a few finds it. What most people get is the flip side of love. The one they call no romance without finance. So Tom and Jerry,
Sir, yeah, dead with
they
shame,
normally
sir.
head out around these areas.
What's the shame? Am I dead with over?
Sometimes you don't see them, but if they're nearby and you call them, they'll come running. Let's try to call it. Go, 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 go! Go, 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 go!
One knife and I cut my finger and chip the blood.
Go, 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 go!
Go! Wait, no, wait. He didn't listen. He said if you're, so he's trying to call him, so maybe they'll come.
Yeah.
I
Because
the
remember,
call
I
you
said if
sometime
they are
and look.
nearby, they'll come.
Sorry, to buy your name.
Saw something? Come on, the people there will come out. They're seeing plants. Once they hear the call, they come to the boat,
Yeah.
but they're hoping that we're gonna feed them
Yeah.
something or someone. Something like a piece of chicken meat or someone like a chorus. But you guys don't have to worry. You're not white enough. Japanese sometimes because they like sushi better. Okay. Go.
Our battalion.
And that's how
Oh God, Leon.
No, yes, no. Don't be none of my friends. Feet,
They're buying sushi in her.
From pretty eyes.
Not the raw. So on the way back, we check again, alright? That's all there. Now, never underestimate crocodiles. They're highly intelligent. The history goes way back that their family tree is coming from the dinosaurs. So some say they're the last living type of the dinosaur.
That's frightening.
So in their big head, they have a small brain. And whatever is locked in the brain is locked for eternity, forever. You can do nothing to change that. So you could have a crocodile from a baby or hatchling until it's a monster. Any day it bites you and tastes your blood, it's gonna eat you. So as long as you can prevent him from tasting your blood, you're okay. Anytime it bites a human and tastes blood, that taste is now locked in the memory, and no other human around will be safe. But there's only two things to stop that. You have to put him into a zoo, or you probably have to shoot him to stop him from becoming a human hunter. So far, there's no human hunting crocodiles in the Black River. The last one was in 2001. Bites one of the spear fishermen, let to live. A week later, pulled a lady from the bank while she was fishing and drowned her. So they have to hunt it down and shoot it for things to go back to normal. It is also dangerous, they say, that the longer they live eating human, that they can pass on the DNA to the hatchlings to come. So if you want to swim, you have to swim at your own risk in the Black River. No leeches, no piranhas, no water snakes. But because they are crocodiles, it is still considered a risk. It would be a part of my job to go with you, because I'm your crocodile Dundee and your lifeguard. But because I'm the captain, the rule says I'm the last one to jump off the boat. You all have to jump in first before I can follow. Now if you must swim in the Black River, please do not swim naked, especially boys. Because when we feed the crocodiles chicken, whatever meat scraps goes to the bottom, the fish will eat. So if boys jump in naked and they lose meat, the fish would eat. It's a possibility that boys could jump in as boys and leave as girls. Get the change for free.
That's a real fishing, another fish bait.
Sir, look at you.
Oh, that's a fish for real.
Alright, so the brown leaves on the tree didn't mean the tree died naturally. When the tide or the water is low, the soil, the peat, gives off a gas called methane, some say methane. This gas can top temperature on its own over 30 degrees Celsius and smell like rotten eggs. With the sun rays, with the temperature of the gas for 2 to 3 hours, you could just pass by here and hear a little poof, and that's a fire starter. And the fires can burn for days or close a week before it goes out themselves. If the water rises higher than before, it puts it out easily. Or if the rain comes, it puts it out easily also. So we do get wildfires in Jamaica. Now mankind is known to be a destroyer, but sometimes we adapt things from nature. Alright, so when we have wildfires, that when nature smoke their own weeds. Just like when you see man smoking tobacco and smoking marijuana.
Thanos.
So the wetland is no place for playing. You have cutting devices in there. The worst one is the sawgrass. I'm going to show you. The sawgrass can hit your skin and cut you like a hacksaw blade. That's where the idea comes from for a hacksaw blade. And if you start to bleed, that the blood start to drop, anywhere from 150 feet, crocodiles can smell the blood and can come right at you. If that is happening, you better pray you wake up in the night sweating and it's only a dream.
Yeah, that's I saw.
Right. Now be careful, teacher. Let me come.
Let that boy outside.
Yeah, mom.
Yeah, it can cut you in because it's sharp.
Sharp, you said that sharp.
Sharp, yeah, it's sharp. Here, five bucks. Here, exactly.
Go touch it. I
This is what they used to make the basket.
Basket. It's not that one. It's when it's green. You see.
Look closely. So he's gonna come around now. I'm gonna take over for a moment. Now, if you look closely at this grass, you can see the blades here like a hacksaw blade. I've been cut by these many times as a boy in Westmoreland, growing up and going through, and even up by Big Bridge and those places. So if you should have just touch it like this.
Come forward, teacher.
Yeah.
Just
Come forward.
yes. Sorry.
Alright, just look how the saw is set up. Because it cuts one way. Right, so this way. Hold it like this way.
You see, so it hear that? And you look on it, you see? Because it have like the saw on it, you know? So it can cut you.
Yeah, so you want it?
You see? You see it on it, you see the lickles? That's why I named saw girl.
No, me not get on it. Me not get on it. Me no feel the style.
Una just look
Alright, sit.
I remember when you go down in a walk back like girl in
My dad will shame over
But now come on back. So you have to say I don't know your Bridget. So tell him no one.
Yes, so jump over there and come back up like a girl. And straight is killing.
Oh, say Bridget.
Sometimes high. Sometimes you hold it for them, sometimes you
We see a lot. Yeah, you see all there so black? Right, so just why they say Black River. Yeah, and it was light or it can black up here. Yeah, that's
salty and bad.
so it's like we want to kind of.
So this is where the navigation
Alright
gets.
guys, so welcome to Mangrove Avenue. Like Bamboo Avenue, Mangrove Avenue. The trees that grows on both sides, they form a canopy. And these are the red mangroves. They received the name because of a red dye called tannin that can be obtained from the skin of the plant when you boil it. So in the 18th century, tannin was used in food coloring, especially Cuba for red wine.